A brief background about me: I got married at 23, which is arguably young for some people. I use the word arguably because maybe I was old enough to some, but in my own understanding, I was just fresh out of campus. Graduation was on the way, fresh out of my parents' home, inexperienced in very many things that have to do with life. Here I was being proposed to. My graduation came in, I think, a short while after. Then we go into the weddings. So I know a thing or two about the challenges faced by young guys, and that is what we are going to get into in the next second. Stay tuned. See you. Before I get into today's video, I want to apologize because the teaser for this video has been out for, like, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks, but I had not yet posted the video. And the reason is, just a few technical reasons right here and right there. So I decided to reshoot this video for you. So thank you for subscribing, thank you for following through, and thank you for showing interest in every single thing that I post every now and then. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you are notified every single time I upload a new video. Now, let us get into the challenges that I had observed in my own life, but also I took off time to realize that these were challenges that were also faced by other young wives that were around me. The very first challenge that I observed is the issue of comparison. Oh my God, comparison is terrible because it robs you of peace. It robs you of appreciation in the process that God is taking you through to take you where you are supposed to be. Now, you see, some of the couples that we are comparing ourselves to have been married for 20, 15, 30, 40 years. They have these mansions, they have these cars, they have accomplished very many things, even when it comes to, just the relationship between husband and wife. But here I am, I've just been married for 1 year. Of course, very many things are going to be a process. And then also when it comes to the internet, you're observing all these homemakers doing wonderful things. Yeah, got married at 21 and they're already, doing big things. Their home is aesthetically pleasing and you're like, oh God, what about me? What about me? But this is a very bad thing because it robs you of peace. You will not even enjoy the little moments in life. You will miss observing what God is doing in the moment. So I would really recommend that when it comes to comparison, firstly, observe your own journey. Know that you have an individual race to run. And the people that you are comparing yourself to, trust me, you do not know their whole stories. Because for some of the internet couples you're seeing out there, it is not really as blissful as it seems like. At times, the influencer couples that you are looking at really are not really as happy, and their marriages are not as blissful as they seem to be. So please take vigilance, enjoy your own personal journey. Point number 2 is the lack of a financial muscle and the willingness or understanding to grow it. Now, money is very important, and I always say that the wedding is the cheapest part of marriage. But when it comes to marriage itself, you have bills to pay, food, children to take care of. All of these things are double because now you are two. Then you have children and you are three. Then the family just keeps on increasing and multiplying. So here is what I recommend, especially for young couples. It is quite important that at least you have two sources of income. Now we're not going into investment, but I'm saying if the wife contributes and the lady also contributes, 2 by 2 make a bundle. You'll have more to deal with. Now we have young wives whose sole understanding of finances is, the man is a provider of the home. I do not make money. Oh, I'm just seated here. I'll not do anything. I'm beautiful. I'm pretty. He will have to sweat. This works in very many different ways, and I'm going to tackle that shortly. But I recommend that your hands be up to something. Number one, working is not only a source of income, but it also helps you build purpose. So for the young wives out there, I highly recommend, have your hands up to something. Do something that is going to bring in money, because there are things that men really will not buy. You have seen this decor piece that you want. You do not necessarily have to ask money from the man. You should be able to attain those things for yourselves. Curtains, you want to change curtains. At times, the things that we want to spend on seem like splurging to men, but these are things that, maybe improve your homemaking skills, improve the lives of your children. You want them to eat a certain way, but maybe he's only providing a certain basics. So I highly recommend that you get up, go out there and work. Now, the other challenge I have when it comes to the finances is that there are ladies who do not work, but also do not have the wisdom on how to manage the little that is being made available. I don't know what little means to you, but I'm talking about the one income that is being made available. Now, it might be possible for you to survive on one source of income. I really acknowledge that there are couples who choose it that way. And then on the other side, I would love to say that it is actually possible for you to survive on one income, but this is going to require a bit of wisdom, which some young wives do not have or are not willing to add, because you are looking at all these influencer couples and you want to buy all the storage containers, in the supermarket. You want to buy all the, dresses, what and what have you. The more you do that, the more the money will not be enough. So I highly recommend two sources of income. If it is one source of income, I highly recommend that wisdom be acquired by that wife out there so that this money is made enough. We are done with those days of struggling and suffering in marriage just because you got married young and the finances are still being figured out. That leads me to my third point: the lack of identity. It did not take me so long to realize that my entirety is not actually defined by marriage. Yes, I am Mrs. Nkata, but then I also have an individual life. I have dreams, I have goals, I have ambitions, and all of these things do not die. Now, I also came to realize that the older wives have understood this better. It is the young wives who are still in the infatuation and they're still in a daze, oh, I am Mrs. So-and-so, I am Mrs. So-and-so. Yes, it is beautiful. Marriage is beautiful. Parenting is beautiful. Having children and all of these things, but they do not define you. There is a bigger call. There is a bigger purpose. The reason as to why God has put you on this earth right here, right now. And you have to keep all of these dreams and ambitions alive. Do not drop everything just because you are married. And when you are young, I believe the grace is sufficient. You are able to go on and still pursue very many things because you're still energetic. Maybe you have not yet had a child yet. You can go on and pursue that one course that you want to do. You can go on and, skill yourself in something. Have an identity. Have a life of your own that has nothing to do with you being married. Of course, the marriage will never leave you. The children will never leave you, but a lack of identity will make a woman lose purpose in marriage. All right? And I am emphasizing this for the young wives and those young ladies who intend to get married very soon. Please have a life, okay? It is very important. Have an identity of your own. Point number 4 is dealing with friendships and associations. This is a very important one because I got to realize, when you get married young, most of your friends are also still young and they are doing what other young people should be doing, and you are here taking on adult responsibilities, getting married, which is a beautiful thing if you are ready for it and you're in the perfect will of God. Now, some of these friends will automatically drop off, and I really want to say, if they drop off, it is okay, let them be. This is a new season of your life. You need friends that have similar interests, friends that have similar values. Challenge comes in when we hold on to these relationships that you had friends whom you used to spend the whole night out with, partying, going from club to club, and you want to keep those same friends when you get married. Trust me, they do not have the right advice that is going to sustain your marriage for the next 20-30 years. And then I also want to tell young wives that actually good relationships take effort. At times you will find yourself really putting in the effort to reach out to certain people, create time even for these relationships, because you are so busy. Life is happening for not just for you, but for everyone else. So I highly recommend that you get friends that have the same value systems, that you get friends that are going to encourage you in the right way of marriage. Don't also friends who are just complaining, oh, marriage is a scam. No. If you want a beautiful marriage, you are going to surround yourself with people that have the right mindset about marriage, because the Bible says, do not be deceived. Bad company corrupts good morals. So let us not be naive in that area. Point number 5. The other challenge is a lack of understanding in the seasons of marriage. Now, marriage, just like life, flows in seasons. You have to firstly know which season am I in, because at times we build mountains out of anthills because there is scarcity at the very start, and then you're like, no, this marriage is not going to work out, and what have you. Or at times you do not feel the connection the way you had envisioned it in your mind. It is not it is not the fairy tale that you had thought. But I want to tell you that for the both of you to be in a place where you are actually one and in agreement, spirit, soul, and body, it takes time. It takes time. So firstly, recognize the seasons that you're in. What it looks like and feels like today might not be the same tomorrow. And that is for very many reasons, because time proves everything. Time refines. That is, if you choose to be refined by time. So I really want to talk to the young wife out there. There might be a scarcity. That man might be going through something when it comes to his finances. Do not look down on him. Do not bail out on him just because there is a season and you're like, no, this marriage will not work. I don't even feel the connection. Let me tell you, you have just been married for 2 years. It takes time for you to be one, spirit, soul, and body, where you're in agreement about very many things concerning your life, concerning parenting, because you'll understand yourselves more and more with the years. This is also to encourage someone that is going through a hard time. Do not give up yet. There are different seasons. You need wisdom. You need patience to navigate these different seasons, because you find young wives being single mothers in the next moment just because they did not know how to deal with a season that was just going to pass. Seasons change. We do not have the same season every now and then. Today it's rainy, the next month it is not, it is sunny. And other countries have winter, other countries have spring, and what have you. So you have to know that even marriage, all of those things happen. I'm reminded of something my mother told me. Marriage, mulimo busozi no buko. And I was like, what is mother talking about? For me, mine is upward and upward only. She meant, that there are hills and there are valleys. And for me, my response was actually automatically in the word, which is actually the right response, which is actually true. But that doesn't nullify the point that those challenges come, but which attitude do you have to face the challenges that are going to come in your marriage? Things come, and at times the challenges that that affect us are not even with our spouse being bad to us. At times it's just a situation, maybe a passing of a parent, a child, something just happened, a loss, maybe a car has been stolen, all of those things, they come in and test our marriage, they test how we treat each other, they test our endurance and patience towards each other. So hang in there. It is just a season, it is going to pass. The next point. My very last point on this topic is the lack of wisdom and the willingness to grow in wisdom. Now, let me tell you, wisdom is a defense. The Bible talks in the Proverbs 31 woman that many have done well, but you excel them all. And when you go on to read Proverbs 31 from verses 10 to the very end, you're going to realize that this woman dealt with issues in very wise ways. Now, you get to see that, when these are young wives, she feels I'm beautiful, I'm pretty, and that is all that matters. No, you need wisdom on a day-to-day basis. You need wisdom on how to deal with your husband, your children, and also that wisdom is very important, because when you are a wise wife, your husband can always reach out to you and inquire and also trust your counsel, because he knows you are wise. You have that practical wisdom that he needs for that next business venture that the Lord has placed on his heart. So I want to admonish young wives, be readers, okay? Read, be aware of current affairs, not just who is the best influencer, what is the next post that so and so has posted, what is this influencer saying, what is the newest product, and what have you. That is not going to benefit you if you are looking at thriving in marriage. Now, being a young wife is amazing, but I want to let you know that it takes effort for you to grow in wisdom, because at times with the age comes wisdom. Not every old person is wise, but I'm saying at times time proves you, and you learn certain things by experience. But when you are younger, at times deliberate effort has to be made for you to learn one or two things, you know. I want to encourage every young wife that whatever challenges you are facing, it's just a matter of time, okay? It's just a matter of time. You are not the first. There have been other wives that have gone through that, but they overcame, and you too can overcome those challenges. Now, if you found this video helpful, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, like, comment, and share this video with every young wife that you know needs it. God bless you. Have a lovely day, and see you in my next upload. Bye bye.